Dear members of the Swissnex network, welcome to the State Secretariat of Education, Research and Innovation here in Bern. Some of you know our offices quite well, but for most of you it's the first time you have at least the possibility for a virtual tour here in Bern. So I hope you get some insights to our work. Enjoy the tour. I hope to see you soon.
Me and my team, we are responsible for the funding strategy of the Confederation at national level. And our main partners are the funding agencies. So SNF academies and research infrastructures are our main partners. Every period we define with them a service contract level agreement.
I'm part of the Swiss Space Office, which is, so there's 11 of us. We are the interface between ESA, the European Space Agency, and the Swiss space community. Myself and my colleagues, so we defend the interest of Switzerland at the European Space Agency, and that make Europe such a reliable partner in space that it is today.
I'm right now in the finance and controlling for the whole SERI, for the whole State Secretariat. So we manage the finances from the whole building. We have Peking, Brazil, Boston, San Francisco. It's really interesting. I like it.
I'm working for the Department of Higher Education Policy. We implement the Act of Coordination and Funding of Higher Education. That means that we have to coordinate the higher education sector. We set common priorities and objectives, and we also have to make sure that they receive federal grants. Furthermore, we also represent Switzerland in different international bodies, such as the Bologna Follow-up Group, which oversees the Bologna process in the European higher education area.
So my team and I, altogether 5 people, we are the connection between Switzerland and the international research infrastructures in Switzerland and abroad. We represent Switzerland in the governing bodies of these organizations, also responsible to inform our parliament on what these infrastructures are doing. We pay the Swiss contributions, we organize the Swiss positions within these the committees, we define the strategy, we keep touch with the scientific communities in Switzerland to ensure that the infrastructures are developing itself according to their needs.
SERI works closely together with the cantons and the professional organizations in order to coordinate the Swiss vocational and professional education and training system. Our main tasks are strategy and development. This means, for example, enacting the more than 200 training acts or regulation of the federal examinations. There are about 400 of them, but also promoting innovation, and don't forget also we are co-founding the Swiss VPET system.
At SERI, I'm responsible for the digital transformation, which means I'm in the lucky position to help the organization develop, to cope with the challenges that digitalization is posing upon us, and of course also to use the chances of digitalization to improve our services for our clients, for our partners, and of course the collaboration internally as well. The world is changing very quickly. I think it's very important for us to be able to adapt to the ever-changing environment that we are working in, be more flexible, be more agile in the way that we work.
It's about building bridges with the help of knowledge, of competences, and also cultural differences and the richness it provides.
Swiss companies need qualified specialists today, but also tomorrow.
If there are two people and each one of them has an idea and they exchange the ideas, then they do not only have two ideas, but they have something that's more robust, more challenged, that's more of the product that they had before. So for me, swissnex is something like that.
We make sure that this Swiss higher education sector remains competitive, also on international level.
swissnex is like, it shows how the world is together. 1 minute you're in Boston, like from the ski, and the other one you are in Shanghai. It shows how global the whole world is.
swissnex brings together researcher and on the other side maybe industrial partners. I would say on the most exciting hubs all over the world.
I think it's a fascinating worldwide network that could be even better known in vocational and professional education and training here in Switzerland.
The swissnex family, and for me the swissnex colleagues, is like one family.
This year is really unusual indeed because these organizations are not only scientific equipment but also people. Sometimes they employ more than 1,000 people. There is also a responsibility from our side to make sure that these organizations keep working and maintain the working conditions for the employees.
The good way to go through this pandemic is like, have the respect and all that, but don't be scared and live in fear.
It's difficult to identify funny things that happened during this pandemic year because most things are quite difficult.
Funny things do happen.
The most recent funny moment that I had was a meeting in a CERN working group when the council president got disrupted and disturbed by her cat.
I've watched a funny film. I totally recommend it. It's called Papa Moll.
Yesterday my pretty daughter took a liking to very dirty pigs in a community garden in Zurich.
I learned so many things and I laughed from start to finish with a couple of tears shed in between.
And there was a sign hanging up and it says, keep a distance of 2 meters.
The cat was decided to play on the keyboard of her computer and to scream a little bit. It was a very interesting contribution to the ongoing conversation.
So now I'm wondering, will the pandemic affect pigs?
I think there is something to enjoy every day. Let us not forget that.